Many years ago, during the cold month of January, a wonderfully rare thing happened. A single delicate flower bloomed in the heart of the magical Mum Mum garden. Where's Mum Mum? She got a garden. It was a beautiful, tiny rose that brought joy to all who came across it. See pictures? But this was no ordinary rose. This rose had no thorns, so it never ever hurt you when you tried to love it. It was a very unique rose that loved all the other flowers in the garden.
Pretty.
What's that?
You made that.
The rose loved everyone. She loved the big fancy flowers. She loved the small shy flowers. Why, she even loved the silly wacky weeds. Look silly? The rose cared for all of nature's creations that lived with her in the Mum Mum garden. Look at all of them. To the rose, the more colors, shapes, and sizes the garden had, the more beautiful and playful it was. What the wacky weeds? Little ladybug? What's that?
The bee. A little worm.
A worm.
That's the shirt that Rowie has.
Yeah, it is. When the rose was a little bit bigger, she made a new friend. He was called the Cowboy. Together, the rose and the cowboy would play in the Mum Mum garden from early morning sunrise until the stars came out to shine at night. They were the bestest of friends. When the sun would get too hot, the cowboy would provide the rose with some cool shade. If things got rocky, the cowboy would help keep the rose steady. The cowboy was always there for his best friend, the rose. See the crazy rocks?
Yeah. That's me.
Then one wonderful day in the month of August, the rose received a special tiny gift. A small, delicate drop of rain floated down from the heavens and landed on the rose.
Hey, isn't that an L?
It is an L. It made a big L in the sky when it landed.
And what does L stand for?
What does L stand for?
You. That little raindrop is you.
This teeny tiny raindrop filled the rose up with so much joy. It was the most special raindrop that she
That's
had
why it's
ever
a baby.
seen. Yes, she had ever seen. So the rose gently wrapped her petals around the tiny little raindrop and promised to love this teeny tiny raindrop forever. The little raindrop snuggled up against the rose and smiled, and the rose smiled back. From that day forward, the rose, the raindrop, and the cowboy would play in the garden with all of their very colorful friends. What's that? Raindrop, what's that?
Is the bee me?
No, the bee's very front. His name is Humblebee. One day, a wise woodsy owl came across a rose. He watched as the rose made everyone around her feel loved. The wise woodsy owl asked the rose if she would come with him to help the heavens even more colorful, beautiful, and magical. Knowing how much joy everyone would get from an even more colorful sky, the rose agreed to help. Wise woodsy owl? How pretty that is. The wise woodsy owl told the heavens to send a gentle March wind to pick up the rose. The heavenly wind lifted up the rose into the sky. They carried her away into the stars as she spread her beautiful, loving colors all across the sky so that every creature in the garden could look up and see the lovely rose in the heavens. Look at all the colors. She's flying around. What's that?
The raindrop.
A little tiny, isn't it?
That was me.
It's a tiny hand. You got a tiny hand. Knowing that the rose was now in the heavens, the cowboy picked up the itty-bitty raindrop And together they would sit in the Mum garden and look up the heavenly sky with all of its beautiful colors.
That popped up.
Huh?
What was that?
The raindrop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the raindrop.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, right now it's raining and that's the raindrop.
It is a raindrop.
The raindrop.
Like all of nature's creatures, there comes a time when they have to say goodbye. But the raindrop and the cowboy knew that their special rose would always be with them, sharing her love and colors so they could always see her in the sky. The raindrop sitting on the cowboy and waving at the sunset. Who are they waving to?
Your mommy.
Big Rose. She's always up there, always looking down and always pretty. The end. Like your book?
Oh, special.